Welcome. There is a game where you travel to a distant realm. You'll make a million questions about everything, but all you get is a mask and your fists. This is the saga of a game named Absolver.
A martial arts brawler with RPG elements seems like an interesting mix, yet my first question is about the mask. Is that for looks or protection? The second question would be about that origin option. It would be nice to get a bonus or backstory from it, but no, it just doesn't. Why? It's kind of a missed opportunity, but fine, I get it. Who cares about your origin? This is a fighting game, no need to be fancy. Besides, this is the part that really matters, picking a combat style. Now, each plays differently, not just in terms of hitting faster or stronger, but also stats and abilities. So while the video preview helps a little, it's still a big decision, seeing I don't know if I'll unlock new styles later in the game. I'll just pick one random and that's it. Good, a cutscene. It's just silence. There's no voiceover narration, no dialogue between characters. There could have been at least some subtitles to describe all of this. All we get is an old bearded man in robes, walking in the snow until he picks our character. Then they're taken to a shiny guy in the temple, and just to make it extra weird, Shiny over here takes and spins the mask around in the air for a while before handing it back. I mean, what's going on? Alright, we got teleported. How? Why? Where? And that's how the cutscene ends. Sure. Ah well, who cares about that? It's a fighting game. Let's just get up and search for people. Hey, at least they give us the name of the place. Welcome to Adal. Good, now we know where we are, but I still have no clue why or what for. And when do I fight? What's this? Combat deck and stances. Shifting stances means different attacks? Alright, let's see how that works. Okay, I have to admit the animations are pretty solid, and the whole shifting stances feels natural too. The AI seems pretty balanced, you have to block and dodge a lot, and the special defense ability is just great, when I got the timing right. But enough talk, let's fight! Hold up, these guys have masks too. Maybe it's a competition and they're rival students, or maybe they betrayed us. It's just so many questions. Hey, level up! Who needs answers anyway? I see damage, stamina, resistance, but it seems the combat style narrows down my choices. Spending on lower stats just doesn't feel like a smart option. Maybe I'll go all in for strength. But what if I unlock a new style later? Anyway, moving on. Fast forward to the combo editor. As a prize, you get your own free punching bag to practice on. But of course, that's not what we're here for. To keep it short, the combat in this game is based on the combat deck, and the combat deck is the set of active combos and moves. Simple, right? Up to this point, it's all just default sequences, but I can use the editor to change them and see if I can make better ones. When changing attacks, this menu pops up and you can check the stats on all moves, available and locked, and see if they inflict bonus effects. Now, the reason any of this matters? Well, it's because of these guys. The Guardians. They hit really hard, have their own combos and abilities, and spamming the same attack over and over on them won't work, so know your combos. Salon over here is the first Guardian you meet, and it's right before you can change your combos. This means you can't learn what moves hit harder or cause status effects, you kinda just hit him until he drops. Of course, he's not that much of an obstacle, way too early in the game for that, so we take him down, the gate opens, and it's goodbye to the tutorial. So, there he goes. The chosen one, racing towards the tower he saw in the horizon earlier on and still not knowing what to do. I seriously think there's no story in this game. Wait, is this a cutscene? And it's silence again. I get it now, the game doesn't want to hold your hand. So maybe I should just go and explore? And there's a lot to be said about exploring in this game. I mean, there's a lot to be said about fighting as well. This is a fighting game. There's a lot of encounters, lots of experience to get, lots of adrenaline fighting multiple enemies. But it's also really cool to explore and soak in what was done for the ambiance and scenery of this game. I really think they took their time investing on this, and you can see that it shows in terms of immersion. For example, exploring this swamp had an ominous, intense feeling to it. But going to the hunting grounds was the opposite. Nothing but blue skies, the sun, and the trees. Visiting the tower in the center, it just looks majestic, but the ruins nearby are desolating. That contrast makes for some good eye candy. And while the art style may look a little simple, it's still very colorful and the area design is pretty unique. I mean, it's got an area called Bird Colors Outpost. It's weird, but you kinda wanna see what that's about. It ends up creating a level of depth that the storytelling, well, can't deliver. But again, this is a fighting game, who needs to go sightseeing, right? Well, exploring means looting too. Let me dig this pile of rocks and treasure. Oh look, are those faces? I know what that means. Also, attacking doors can lead to secret rooms. And what's this? That's right, a weapon. And wouldn't you know, it's a very welcome advantage in combat. Seriously, after a while, I fought so many randoms, I was just happy for the bonus damage. But random enemies aren't the only people you'll meet. For example, Telemir shows up several times during the game to fill some gaps on the game's plot while teaching game mechanics like learning new moves. Then, there's this absolute king right here waiting for us after the tutorial. He seems to be the only guy who knows exactly what's going on, no joke. In a single dialogue he told me what I'm doing here, who I have to fight, and where they are. When I came back, he also had some lore to share. After interacting with other characters, it finally hit me that NPCs are the main plot delivery device. Still, it only happens a couple of times as most interactions tend to be of an educational nature, like combat tips or reminders. But sometimes, tips and reminders just won't be enough. See, even after going around farming levels or taking time to work on my combos, at some point, there's going to be a wall. Trust me, I would know. Fortunately, the game offers an inventory system, with mix and match slots for armor to get some protection while customizing our outfit, a slot for a weapon so there's no need to go around the map looking for one, and let's not forget about special powers such as the ones taken from the Guardians or healing that you get from the start. A lot of the gear I got from fighting and looting was low level though, so maybe it's time to visit the in-game store and invest. The catch is, I need to get me some essence. For that, I need to head back to the map, get these ends bloody, break some random pottery objects until I find fragments. These are bits of essence and the game's main currency, but as it turns out, I need a lot of them to get my hands on any eye-level gear. So obviously I don't have enough, but I still want to check the goods, right? The stats on these armor pieces are great, and they would make me look better. Let me see the weapons then. Pretty expensive, but I can see why. Powers. Some boost offense, some for protection, good stuff. The last page is for crystals only, and it's meant for the more cosmetic options, like changing looks or buying intros and emotes. The main point of intros is to flex them during online multiplayer, since they only play once when the match is about to begin. But emotes are those typical animations that allow us to better express feelings before smacking someone's mask off. But back to the multiplayer part, the combat trials. These are ranked matches played either one-on-one or in teams of 3. Winning means rewards, climbing the leaderboard, but thanks to this character, I found out that ranking high enough allows the creation of a combat school to share my combat deck. Now, that's a smart feature, as a player can spend hours grinding to unlock new moves to create a deck that fits. But joining a school means picking a deck I like, and creating a school is creating an option for someone else. Everyone wins. Overall, Absolver is a very enjoyable game with a stylish world to explore, but maybe with little storytelling to it, but with an interesting character design and a combat system that is very cool, even if sometimes it feels clunky and hard to master. Yeah, it's still good fun though. Now I really wish the cutscenes had more to say. It's really strange a game tries so hard to say nothing. There's only so much I can understand from wearing a mask and going around beating people, really. Thank you for joining me on the Saga of Absolver. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then remember to hit that like button. Did you ever play this game? Maybe you have something else to say. Well, I'd like to know, so drop a comment and make this your saga too. Also, if you haven't already, go check the other videos on this channel and let me know what you think of them. If you want to see more of these videos or maybe other content, remember to subscribe and ring the bell. Then, go say hi on my social media pages. I hope I'll see you on the next video. Until then,